Hey, let's see. Let's see how it all works. Hey, Schmilicopter. Can you tell me if you can hear me and if it's okay? We haven't streamed in a while, so excuse my technical difficulties. All right. It's okay. Yes. All right. Let's go ahead. Well, first of all, thanks for joining the stream. I'm glad to see there are still people around lurking. Yeah, I can explain my absence a bit. It's been a while. I got some wrist problems because I was drawing and working too much, I guess. And yeah, I had to take some time off from my wrist to get back to normal, and now it's sort of getting back together. But that's why I will probably start with a shorter stream today, and yeah, maybe eventually we'll get back to our 2-3 hour streams on Sunday mornings. All right, so great. With that out of the box, I was thinking, why not draw some maps? I have this great book here. Wait, let me switch to this one. Is this the one? No, wait. Yeah. Also, good morning, Nervin. So, I have this map here, and it's by Jared Blando. It's a very cool book. Oh, animation. I was just doodling yesterday with animation, and that what happened. I don't know. It was just really fun to do. Anyway, the map. I thought, maps are great. Fantasy stuff is also great. And this guy with his book is also pretty great because I don't know, I really like his style, and he has this great, a lot of greats. He has this kind of step-by-step guide how to make a settlement and how to draw rivers. Maps are great, exactly. The hills, the mountains, like all the different town buildings, like cloisters, and also ships and harbors. And then at the end he has like some section on the borders. For a person like me, this stuff is super exciting. Like borders and compasses and coats of arms and titles. And at the very end, it's a free promotion for Jared Blando's book. At the very end, he has like this section putting it all together, and it has all the steps you need to kind of construct your own map of a village. And I thought we can start with that and see how far we can go. Maybe it will take a few streams, but sounds like an idea to me. What do you guys think? It can be a fantasy map, it can be a map of, I don't know, your room. Looks complicated to draw, but I gave it a try, and it's actually not as bad. Anyway, Fantasy Map Maker, Jared Blanda, buy it on Amazon now. Just kidding. I mean, you can definitely buy it on Amazon. Nice idea. Alright, let's stop with this nonsense. Basically, with this animation, I kind of just started by drawing a dot and then the green one, and then basically I was just going through it slide by slide and making whatever happens to the green dot. And then I ran out of slides, so I came back to the beginning and started doing the same with the red, and then the same with the blue, and that's how it came to be this weird blobby animation. Anyway, I have prepared here a little list of steps, kind of just like they're written in Jared Blando's book. And the first step is to sketch the layout. So we can do that maybe this stream, and then see if we can fit anything else. Sketching the layout is kinda easy. Oh, there is a sketch. I already created a layer for myself. What a kind person. So fluid. The animation, you mean? Yeah, it's actually really fun. If you have an iPad with Procreate, I can highly recommend trying it out at least, because it's surprisingly easy, because you just go step by step. You see what you drew before, so you can just like extend it to the same amount each time, or change the amounts, and then the animation changes. It's kind of hard to make general changes to everything later, because you will need to go step by step again. You can't really like change the color of the green in all the slides to something different, but it's still fun. So today we're sketching the layout of the map, and when we do that, we probably need to think, what map will it be? So we'll need some borders. Let's put them in place straight away. When I was kind of thinking about this stream, I remembered that I have a map of a little D&D village that I drew for a campaign of mine that I played with my friends. So I thought we can just, or at least I can just take this village and redraw it digitally, following the steps of the book. So I will have this nearby here. Actually, maybe I'll just have it on camera. This guy. Don't think you really need to see my iPad. Don't know. Does this make sense? What a professional setup I have here. Let's put the book there. Perfect. Now it looks kind of like a workspace. All right, we have the most important part. The borders are in place. And then, okay, this village is called Shri. not really good at drawing maps, so it's really cool seeing your steps for this. I can keep these steps on if you want to keep them in mind, and actually I might just sketch with the red color, and then we will see everything at the same time. How about that? I also haven't really, I mean, I really like drawing maps, but I never done it digitally until last week. So first, sketching the layout. I have the village itself somewhere here in the middle. Then there is like a one road that goes up north in Orfield, and then there is one that goes down to kind of south, and one that's going more southeast into the mountains. So we can have, I don't know, maybe we can have the name of the village like here in the corner. I also have a few houses there that might be of interest, so we can have a legend if we want. So we can maybe like think about placing it here, you know, with just like a house with a number on the map and a short description maybe. Also, I don't know if you can hear the music. I changed the music since the last stream because Riot Games apparently released their whole library of songs for League of Legends and their other games, I think. Released them in kind of not really public domain, but you can play them royalty free on streams and videos. So I thought maybe it's more fitting for fantasy map drawing session. Let's see. Alright, so we have, what do we have? We have legend, we have kind of the layout of the roads. Let's put maybe the other road here that goes alongside these fields. Maybe there is another one going here. Now we can place the forests, I guess. So like here would be forest. You can go anywhere actually, but who cares? Also, I thought it might be cool to do like a map of a room. You know, if you don't have any idea what to, like a map of what to draw, you can just draw your room, but kind of treat, I don't know, treat your table as a building and couch is another building. I don't know. You do? Also, I think we have some links that people might not know about. Yeah, so if you want to share your art anywhere there, you can always go to, why does it start with a question mark? You can go to Discord and drop your progress there in the stream art share channel, and I will show it on the stream. So we have forests here, we have forest here, we have forest here. Where else? Let's say there's forest here as well. Something like this maybe. I'm too bad to share my art, maybe in 10 years. Don't wait too long to start sharing your art. Because in 10 years, you know, who knows if there will be platforms to share art from. And I can totally understand that. I'm also doubting every art piece that I produce, but I think there is some value in sharing, kind of just in the act of sharing your art, because it doesn't matter kind of how good or bad it is, it can always trigger something in someone, and that's what art is for, I guess. Don't know, I'm just making stuff up. Alright, so now the second step of this journey is, like, we kind of sketched the layout, I think. We can also maybe sketch, like, we'll have some fields here, maybe. There will be houses here, everywhere. There are also houses in the middle. Houses on the outside. Just a rough idea of where stuff will be. And because my hand kind of hurts, it makes me draw even wobblier than I would usually do. So if your lines look messy, just look at my lines and feel good about yourself. Alright, so we have some buildings around. Let's hide the plan for now. So maybe there are more farmlands here, kind of more farms on the other side of this little road. Maybe there is like a big garden here instead of a farm. Garden is basically, in my technique, it's like a chocolate cookie. You draw a shape, okay, where the trees will grow, and then you just place the trees kind of like chocolate chips in the cookie, and there you have a garden. Maybe there's another field. Fields don't really need to have a specific shape, I feel like. Do you also notice something weird with Apple Pencil behavior in New Procreate? Yes, very much so. But mostly it's these gestures, like these scribble gestures. So wherever you're doing something where there is a text layer, like, or some kind of control, not on the paper, but like here, for example, in the layer names, if you start wiggling around, no, look. Yeah, so sometimes it starts doing this and it kind of treats it as a text symbol or a text gesture, which doesn't make sense. Everybody loves chocolate cookies then. Let's switch this song a little bit for a second. Yeah, I think you can switch it off in settings. In settings for Apple Pencil, I think you can set off the smart gestures with it. If you don't use them anyway, I think you won't notice the absence of these new features. Okay, so let's add another field here. Maybe can be anything, maybe a couple or more buildings to the backside. I'm trying to loosely kind of follow what I have here on the watercolor sketch, but not really precisely, so at the end of the day this doesn't matter. Let's see what our next step is. We're still sketching. Alright. Let's sketch these fields a little bit so it's more understandable that it's fields. If you imagine fields of, I don't know, beetroot or potatoes, I feel like this is a good representation of them. Of course it can be fields of wheat or corn, but then you can't really draw it from above, right? It's just gonna be green color. So let's maybe stick to potatoes. Let's write the name of our little town here. Are you also drawing a map, Schmilicopter? Okay, so the name goes here. Now we can kind of start defining the road. This is where it gets a little bit tricky for me, at least in my head, because I'm trying to keep the proportions. So it makes sense, you know, like if the road is a small road, how wide should it be compared to the buildings around it? But I think since it's a fantasy map, first of all, doesn't matter much. Second, it's not really precise, so it can be anything. And third, the main idea of these kind of maps, I guess, is to find what's connected to what. So it doesn't really matter if the road is as wide as your building, which you wouldn't normally maybe see. Victoria Iris says, it's still night here in Brazil. I'm going to sleep, but I'm going to see the pre-recorded live to check the result of your map. Good luck. Thanks for stopping by and have a good night. Thanks for checking in. I will, yeah, you can check the recording, or maybe I'll post it on Instagram. All right. So we have a rough sketch. Let's go ahead and start defining the roads. We don't have any rivers here, so I thought maybe we can add some sort of a creek just for doesn't really fit anywhere, like maybe here. Yeah, maybe let's add like a little creek here. So the village is kind of separated from the other fields by this little creek, river, something. Alright, define roads, define rivers. Let's actually get our dark blue color. I always heard that it's pumpkins. I made pickled pumpkin yesterday. We can make a pumpkin field actually. Wait, Schmelicopter wrote something. Yeah, I was thinking to draw an autumn map of the local botanical gardens with pumpkins. Ooh, that's a really good idea. Do that. Maybe it should be an autumn map of Shri as well, and then everything will be like orange and yellow. But we should define the roads. Rename, let's call it refined sketch. So I want to have this kind of like little island in the middle of the village with some more buildings. There is like a tavern, stables and stuff like that. I don't know why they would have it there this way, but I think it's actually a pretty fun idea. So let's take maybe like more inky brush. Is there something inky here? Let's draw with bubbles. Nope. Inking. How about technical pen? That would do, I think. So we'll just take this road and start defining it a bit better. And you can see how wobbly the road can get. Also, if you're drawing with an Apple Pencil, I highly recommend making it thicker by any means you have. I just rolled a bunch of tape on it because it's really too thin for healthy hand grip. So you will, like when your hand is pinching like that, your joints and muscles are strained. So if you have something thicker, then your wrist will rest more, kinda. I should share some pumpkin recipes, Schmelicopter says. Well, you can do it on Discord. Don't know if there is a better place. I mean, you can just share directly. We can have like a food share channel on Discord. Okay, that's road number 1. Then it kind of goes in the house, maybe in between the houses as well. Goes alongside the fields into the house, then out again and in again. And then it goes across the river. And somewhere west. why did I put I there when I meant you? I should share. Nervan. Yeah. Oh, that's confusing. So, Nervan sharing pumpkin recipes? Nervan is really good with pumpkins. I don't know, I never was a big fan of pumpkins, but I don't know, she cooked it a couple of times and it was really good. So I can vouch for at least some of those recipes. Still have spaghetti squash here ready to be cooked. Yeah. Spaghetti squash is a mystery to me. Never heard of that before. Apparently it's a thing. I'll just draw this outline of this whole square, I think, through the houses, and then when I'm defining the houses I will make holes in the road. Would be easier, I feel like. Schmelicopter says, I'm only able to either make a pumpkin soup or stuff a pumpkin with some random stuff. That's two main ways to cook pumpkins, I think. Just either destroy it into nothing and make a soup out of it, or just stuff it with some good stuff. Especially if there is cheese on top. Ooh. Cheese can save almost every dish, I feel like. So, now we almost have the roads defined. Well, let's define this little road into that bush. Very dramatic music, I must say. Not sure if it fits to this chill Sunday morning stream, but you can share recipes on your Instagram with some cute pumpkin sketches. True about cheese. We burned our popcorn yesterday, but it was so good with some ground up. I also tried doing popcorn with cheese, and I kind of had the same result. I think I used Parmigiano, but it also just melted down to the bottom of the pan and kind of burned there. Didn't stick to the popcorn itself. Nervan says, I don't use Instagram anymore, it annoys me. Die social media, die. You don't hear any music? Are you sure? Interesting. You really don't hear any music? Oh. How quiet is the music, Schmelicopter? Maybe I need to make the music louder as well. I wonder. No. Okay, is it loud enough? Okay, Right, right. All right, the next step is that we have there is define rivers. And the way I define rivers is by, you don't need to make it louder. Your voice is good volume, but I don't hear the music at all. Huh. That's very interesting and confusing. But also, let's do this squiggly line for the river. My idea is that the river is, maybe the soil is a little bit rocky, so it will be kind of uneven. Bank of the river. There can be a beach here somewhere, maybe. Not really a beach, but maybe like a softer curve. Because it's in the forest and maybe that somehow affects it. And there's suddenly another little creek. A river is basically like a road. It will only be different in texture and color later, but on this stage it's kind of the same. What if we make our sketch a little bit more transparent? All right. We have, from our plan, we have sketched the layout, we have defined the roads and defined the rivers. The next step is adding buildings, and that's a big one because the buildings, they matter. Actually, we haven't finished defining the roads because there is, as I mentioned before, there is like a island in the middle. Nervin says, my private Insta, I just got annoyed by this selfie culture and showing off and boo boo boo. Didn't want to see people broadcasting everyone's private life, which always feels staged to me. The art one, I didn't do any drawings in a while, so I kinda abandoned it, but might come back to it later. That's always the tricky part about social media. There is so much stuff there and people share everything and you never know what's true, what's not, why some people are doing some things. Let's actually check in the book what does it mean to define buildings. Add the building blocks, it says here. Number 4. Using your roughs, draw in the basic building blocks of your structures. If you need to shift around where things are located or add and subtract buildings as needed. Wending Wood has an inn, a watermill, a standard mill, a few market stalls, and a few workshops. Alright. I have this sketch here so I can see which buildings we need to put in specific places and which we can just forget about. So first of all, we have a post office here. Maybe it has like a little shed next to it to store packages. Who knows? There is a bee farm in this forest here, where we'll draw it like little squares, these little bee houses. I don't know if Schmelicopter, you remember this village or not, but you and Flood have been here in our game. There is this big tavern. With some other buildings to the side, like stables maybe. Maybe they have their own private well. Of course I remember. Nice. This is the bee farm where you bought Bjorn. What is this music suddenly? Suspicious. Like, that was my favorite weird character, but I don't remember his name. Stunt. It was the goblin by the name Stunts, who was always talking as if he's... yeah, he sold some potions. Yeah, he sold the potions that made you see ghosts, I think. Alright. What's happening with this? The screen mirroring stopped, sorry for that. Let's try this again. Is it streaming now? No. Technical difficulties. It says it's mirroring, but I don't see it anywhere. What if we stop mirroring for a second? Stop this thing. And then turn it on again. Confusing, I must say. Let me try this again. Screen mirroring. Let's go. Finally. Thank you very much. Alright, we're back. Here are some farmhouses, some just family houses, maybe with some sheds everywhere and little stables for donkeys or whatnot. That's a very weird shape of a house. So we have post office here. Do we need anything else there? Not really, but we can add just some more general houses here. Maybe this house will be like L-shaped. You see how wobbly the line is? But that's kind of as good as I can make it right now. But if you don't want to have it wobbly, there is streamline setting, which helps you kind of streamline the stuff. What I don't like about it, that it kind of feels like you're dragging a spaghetti or a noodle, like just drawing with the spaghetti feels weird. So I'm just sticking to the good old wobbliness. It also depends on how you stand, I feel like, or sit. Because you're supposed to not use the wrist that much actually when you're drawing. Kind of like it's supposed to be from the elbow or from the shoulder. Alright, let's get some lo-fi stuff maybe. Yeah, let's go for some lo-fi beats, because why make this Sunday so dramatic? How is your map going, Schmelicopter? Is it going anywhere? That's a question. I think there is also a blacksmith somewhere in this village. Somewhere in this neighborhood there should be a blacksmith. I wonder how to draw it, if we should draw like a big chimney there. Let's see. Mines, quarries, windmills, watermills. Cloisters, warehouses, harbors. Monoliths. Portals. Nope. Towers, stone walls, keeps. Artillery. Yeah, I guess we'll just draw something like this. Like I don't know, a building with a big hole in it. Schmelicopter says. I see what you mean. Still a bit confused myself how to use it properly, meaning social media. because there are lots of benefits for me as an illustrator, but also a lot of downsides as well. I think it's always good when there is some kind of a personality behind professional stuff too, but I haven't figured out yet how to show it so it won't look too random or boring or staged. Maybe sometimes I think maybe the key is to not overthink it, you know. If people want to think it's staged, they will never believe that it's not staged. So the only judge you have here is yourself. You know, if you feel it's staged, then it's staged, and why are you doing it? If you're doing it honestly because you just want to, for whatever reason, then there is nothing wrong about it, and you should accept the fact that, you know, just wanting to share something or just wanting to post it is good enough reason. Like, why think how other people will react to that? You don't have any control over it. You don't have kind of even control over the picture that they have in their minds about you. If you, I don't know, if you post a picture of yourself on your art account, some people might think like, oh, she's just doing that to get more viewers because, you know, faces attract more likes. But like, yeah, some people might think that, some people might think something different. What are you thinking about it? Like, that's the ultimate question. And at the same time, kind of like what Nervin said, you know, if there is something about it that triggers you and annoys you and makes you feel, I don't know, grumpy or angry whenever you go there, and if like you think that everything is fake, that's also like it's also your choice to stop going there and stop feeling those emotions, and just like, why trigger yourself then? And that's also totally fine. To me personally, I always feel like if I don't want to do something because of the way it makes me feel, I'm always trying to think like, why does it make me feel that way, and can I do something about it? Because otherwise, it's really dumb, but otherwise I kind of feel like this thing is manipulating me. You know, like, oh, this, you know, Instagram is manipulating my behavior in such a way that I don't post when I want to post, or I don't know, I post when I don't want to or whatnot. You know, it doesn't matter really. But this is changing your behavior, and to me it always feels a little bit, I don't know, like disgusting when it affects me so much, because it's just stupid app. Like, why does it have so much control over how you live your life and how you feel? That was a big philosophical brain fart. Maybe there should be a windmill somewhere. Maybe somewhere here in the open. Let's put here a windmill. I like windmills that are round in the base and maybe square in the top part. Something like this. Maybe there is like a little storage hut here and there. Nervin says, I don't mind watching the art accounts there. I can see it as business and I follow them because they inspire me, or the art is nice, or the person is interesting, etc. And I see that the illustrators there need to make money, so of course you show your best side. These things don't bother me much. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the business and art part is not the problem. It's the like this selfie live sharing culture of non-art related accounts that you follow, right? Alright, so we're almost done with defining our buildings. Here will be another kind of big house next to the city center. City. It's kind of more like a village, but still. Thinking maybe adding another house here. Maybe a smaller one here or something like that. Nervin says, I was more thinking, let's make the schedule. I was more thinking of personal accounts, and with some people I want to still keep contact in a way, but don't like how they behave on Instagram, especially in times when I don't feel well, or I follow a sport account, or people friends who do inspirational sports. But as I wasn't feeling well the past couple of months, it just made me feel bad, because even when I wanted I couldn't do anything, and it just put salt in my wound, so I needed to give it a break. That's very mature way of dealing with it, you know, like if there is nothing forcing you to go on Instagram and you can still keep in contact with those people. You can, if you, when you want to talk to them, you can go back to Instagram, find their contacts and just have a chat or something, but all the other time you can eliminate this trigger from your life. That's a good way to deal with it, I think. I had the same with this Vkontakte, the Russian Facebook, because at some point, I mean, I deleted my account there, I don't know, like 7-10 years ago, I don't know, it was a long time ago, but I deleted it because it was just triggering me to waste my time there, just looking for something to do or waiting for people to comment on my wall or whatnot. Alright, we went a little bit off topic here. Let's see what our plan suggests. It says add buildings. Added. Add define hills. We don't really have any hills, so like we can say yes to that, or I mean we can say it doesn't apply. Fields and farms we also added, but now we need to, I think, define them a little bit better. Let's talk about fun stuff again, like pumpkins. Let's talk about pumpkins. Who is carving a pumpkin for Halloween? I think I never done that. And I really don't like Halloween. So maybe that's why. But maybe I should like it and try it one day. Maybe this year. Oh, did we? Did we carve a pumpkin last year? I can't remember. What did we carve? Do we have any documents that can support this? Do you have visual evidence of us carving a pumpkin? What did we carve, Nervin? What did we carve? I will remember it as soon as you say what we carved, I think. But I have no clue what. You put it on your head? What? I put a pumpkin on my head? Was it that big of a carving? To define fields, by the way, we just make like a very wobbly squiggly line for the dirt piles where the plants grow. What's the English word for грядка? Okay, someone's sending me messages, not on the stream. I want to see that. I also want to see that picture because I have no recollection of carving anything, and this is a little bit spooky. Alright, that would be another field of some kind. This is where not being able to draw a straight line actually helps, because you just need to, you actually want to have squiggly lines for the fields. Right. Schmedicopter says they carved a bell pepper. What did you carve out of a bell pepper? A bell? Face? You can actually carve a bell pepper and put a candle in it. You're right. Didn't think about this potential in bell pepper. We can make this a pumpkin farm. I think pumpkins grow in little clusters sometimes. Maybe. Or maybe just very poorly maintained pumpkin farm. Alright, I start feeling that my hand is getting tired again. And that means one thing. We're getting close to the end of our stream. Which is not a big deal. We'll just finish the fields and too many pumpkins stop. Otherwise they would be too huge. Look, this one pumpkin is already like part of a house. We can delete we can delete pumpkins. Alicia says it's enough. Oh, I see. Sorry, Alicia. Okay, let's switch from pumpkins to some other ones. Some kind of other fields. There is also a way to draw vineyards, but this village doesn't have a vineyard, so we won't draw that. But it's kind of similar. You just need to make sure that it's next to the hill, because that's usually where vineyards are placed. Vineyards? Maybe the proper way is vineyard. Maybe here will be like a few different ones. And then some pumpkins. Still really curious to see, Schmelicopter, if you drew anything. It was very... Oh, okay, it looks like I have to go. It was very nice to see you streaming again. Thank you for stopping by, Schmidicopter. And I think if it goes well, we'll be back on our Sunday schedule. So maybe we'll see next time. And this is what was apparently carved last year. I remember this now. I remember the carving of the pumpkin. Thank you, Nervin. I think maybe it's time. It's like the lines, as you can see, the lines are getting wobblier. So I think we'll stop here. In our plan from Jared Blando's Fantasy Mapmaker book, we're kind of standing on this add fields and farms step. But we probably will continue next Sunday, the same time. I want to thank everyone for stopping by, and I hope you have a good day and a nice week, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.